All right. Hopefully, you guys could hear me now. I'm doing all this talking and there's no fucking. I can't stand when that happens. But yeah, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome, uh, Mr. Kima, Devil Shooter. Thank you for joining. Yeah, everybody who joins, be vocal. Hopefully, I think I got the sound working now, so you should be able to hear me. Yeah, so because on my end it's showing that the sound volume is working. Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah, hey, thank you for joining, guys. Um, so there's been a lot of changes with, you know, the changes that are happening in the game community with Xbox in particular is having very fast. Be vocal today, chat. I'll be able to read every comment. Apologies for the technical difficulties at the beginning there. That's always annoying. But so basically, between the news of a potential Xbox handheld later this year, next generation is starting in 2 years in 2027. Um, and now the Xbox next plan for their attempt at world domination in gaming. Uh, Next up, it seems like there's going to be a marriage between Steam and Xbox, right? And that seemed to be have been the big talk last week, in the last few days, really. And I just want to talk. Come on, oh great, yeah. So as you see here on screen, this was the big deal, and if you're on mobile, it's probably a little hard to see. But the part I'm circling here, right? That's where it says Steam, and you see it's got the Xbox console. And by the way, that's the Xbox PC app, right? And so it seems like that there soon's going to be an update where I guess you'll be able to launch your Steam games through the Xbox app. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but between that and the news of the Xbox handheld, I think we got some interesting stuff going on. And Devil Shooter, what's up, man? Yeah, I think got some really interesting concept going on, and people's imaginations are running wild, and that's why I titled this one the way I did. Right? How we'll now be able to play PlayStation games on Xbox because PlayStation has been porting their games to Steam. Then the only everybody's using their basic logic here: A plus B equals C. Where all right, well, if I got Spider Man 2 on Steam, I could launch it on my off my Xbox app in the future, and I could play it say on the future Xbox handheld or the next generation Xbox console, which everybody's saying is going to be what almost like a PC, or where they might have OEMs, other people, other not just Microsoft will be making the next Xbox console, which I think is going to be quite interesting to pull off because for years now, Sarah Bonner's been saying, look, next Xbox going to be the greatest generational leap ever. Does that so are we going to get different configurations? You know what I'm saying? How's that going to work? Uh but anyway, man, let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it. From Tom Warren on The Verge, he said Microsoft revealed earlier this year that it's combining the best of Xbox and Windows together for handheld. Oh, I forgot about that. And now the company is starting to drop the first hints of what the UI might look like. In a blog post about Xbox opened up a billion doors, Microsoft briefly revealed a new Xbox UI that looks a lot more console-like across multiple devices and even appear to list Steam games. And Nene, yo, what's up, Nene? He said, "LOL, Phil is right. Everything is an Xbox." Yo, look, man. Hey, yo, they weren't kidding with that ad. And what's funny, Nene, is that if you remember, how everybody was losing their mind, right? Uh, this means that the Xbox is dead, that the consoles are no more, this, and that. What all Xbox has been trying to do these with their latest initiative is reach as many people as possible. and so yeah, man. Not he wasn't kidding about everything's an Xbox. I mean, so damn. So even Steam gonna be your damn Xbox, which is funny. It's just funny. And what's crazy is just to me is just how fast everything's moving, right? Um, I mean, they are, and I think stuff like this has kind of calmed down the. It's kind of funny because with Xbox porting a lot more game. Hell, Forza Horizon went to PlayStation this year, and I think a matter of fact, I saw with my own two eyes people paying the $100 version of Forza Horizon 5 on their PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? And Xbox is gonna get 70% of that. And by the way, can somebody please teach these ponies math? Can somebody please teach them that's 70% is more than 30%? Because for some reason they keep pushing this idea that PlayStation is making more money off Xbox games because they get 30% of the cut. And it's like, no, that's not how it works, man. That's not how the math works, man. But but they're in disarray, man. They got a 700 console with no games, and they think spending $100 on Indiana Jones, which I think is coming out next month, and Forza, right, is hurting us. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? My days of caring kind of died after the initial shock of it all, right? When it was first announced. But after that, right now, it's like, hey, Xbox got bigger plans, man. And as you see, the bigger plan is on screen. All right. Play your Xbox anywhere. All right. That's why they did a whole ad campaign about this is an Xbox, right? And it's actually, and I must say, because I recently picked up the ROG Ally X. No, not the X, but just the ROG Ally, the one that you see, this one on screen. I recently picked that up because it was on sale on Best Buy, and it's a cool device, right? And while I do think the Xbox handheld need to be a bit more streamlined than these Windows PCs, because I think the Xbox handheld in particular is trying, um, is trying to win over the console guys to join it, and streamline it a bit more. And I think you got a win on your hand, right? But yeah, man. When they say opening a billion doors, I know this triggered people, man. I know because if the whole this is an Xbox ad triggered people, I know this triggered the fuck out of people. But yeah, this is a talk of the town, man, and I thought it was very interesting. So yeah, chat again, be vocal, man. I'll be able to hang out with you guys and read every comment. Oh well, okay. Here, as you see, the close-up version here, where it shows the Steam icon, and so my thoughts is that I think that you'll probably just be able to launch games from Steam or something. I don't know how it works, man. I'm not sure how it's going to work, or if it'll open up the Steam. When you have your Steam download on your PC. Um, but if you're talking about marrying Xbox to Windows, can do you guys think that on the next generation Xbox, we'll be able to play Steam games on there? Whether it's or maybe it'll have GeForce Now as a launcher. Then they said ponies are downplaying this. They hurting. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, man. They realize that all they have left, Nene, is the old model, the old way of doing things, right? And even then, that hasn't been working out for them because the quote unquote game of the year didn't sell. And then so and you know how they do it, Nate. Sony does it, Nate. They get a bunch because remember, Sony had a bunch of canceled games, closed studios. They had this long period of just bad news after bad news. And how do they blind the ponies as always, Nate? Do they release a new game? No, they talk about sales. Now all of a sudden, they'll tell you, "Oh, we sold 75 million units." Yeah, 75 million, and yet, how much did Astrobot sell? The so-called game of the year. And it's little things like that has them triggered with things like this. That's why they try to hold on so tight to but we're playing your games now. All right. Keep dropping that $100 for Indiana Jones. It's a great game. Enjoy it. You know, I ain't mad at you for enjoying it, but that doesn't stop the fact that the Until Dawn studio shut down. A game that a PS4 game that y'all that was remastered on the PS5 that they charge y'all full price for. Hell, they charge y'all full price. What 40, $50 for fucking Days Gone remastered. That's all the play. That's why I say so confidently the PlayStation 5 is the worst PlayStation console ever. Because it's just a PlayStation 4 library resold to you. And people and then PlayStation fan, I kid you not, guys. I legitimately spoke to a PlayStation fan, and this was when Horizon Zero Entertainment had its remastered, and he was like, "You know, it's cool. I get to pay $10 for a free upgrade." I'm like, "Dude, on Xbox, we got something called Smart Delivery. Our upgrades are free." Other things said, "Yep, that's only Gary said PS5 sold 80 million. Oh my goodness, it's 80 million now." It's 80 million, huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, the so-called 80 million, and then none of their game sales match up to it, man. People just buying PlayStation 5s just to what? Sit them on the shelves, use them as a step ladder. You know what I'm saying, Zinc? What are these PlayStation 5s used for? Because they ain't buying games. The numbers are showing they ain't buying shit on that console. Nene said, "I don't even care about PlayStation exclusives. It's the other itch Microsoft could add, like GOG, except yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I know. Listen, man, the title of this stream is just shit talking. You know what I'm saying? Listen, imagine if the next Xbox Nene, it does have Steam integration, right? And you can play those PlayStation. You see I hope that happens because I know for a fact there will be a significant number of Xbox fans who would at least try them games, and they're going to see them PlayStation games are not as good as the reviews be saying. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna play 5 minutes, like an hour of Spider-Man 2, and turn that shit on and never turn on again. There's YouTuber VG Fight School. He said he's never gonna finish Spider-Man 2 in his video, man. I was dying laughing. I'm like, yeah, that's the Sony experience, man. You play the one, you played all. Yo, what up, John Doe? Did I say what's up to Zinc, the homie Zinc? But yeah, man. But Nene, I hope the Steam integration is real. And and you know, and what's funny is the reaction. Some people are like, well, Sony's going to block their games from being able to be played on the Xbox handheld or whatever device ends up having this integration. You know that's the new thing, and I don't know. I mean, Sony's petty enough to do it, but I don't know if they'll do that shit. You know, there's some saying, oh, they're going to take Microsoft to court over this, over making a handheld. Hell, a handheld that they seem to be contracting Asus to make. Come on, guys, use your brain here. Use your brain. Nene said they can have them 80 million sales. I'm gonna have 80 million games. Dog, that is clever. That is clever. That's excellent comment there, Nene. That is perfectly put, man. Oh, that was perfectly put, man. He said they can have them 80 million sales. I'm gonna have 80 million games. Hey, yo, you see the way Game Pass is being fed? By the way, there's this clickbait video I saw that's because you know how with Game Pass, games rotate in and out, and so the Yakuza games are leaving. There's an article, clickbait article, talking about how it has Game Pass subscribers thinking the service ain't worth it. Oh, I couldn't even read that shit, but seeing that title, I'm like, oh, they never stop, do they? But you're absolutely right, man. Because look, they just announced last week, Nene, Towerborn, another first party game, coming April 29th. Day one, Game Pass, April 29th. And by the way, April's going to be another great day, another great month for Xbox. We got South of Midnight, we got Clear Obscure, Expedition 33. Indiana, they're going to be paying $100 for the Indiana Jones on PlayStation, the game we already played 5 months ago. And then we get Towerborn at the end of the month. Perfect. I mean, Xbox, man. You know, what I'm saying, Nene? That's right. 80 million games. Listen. if they're gonna open a billion doors, they got the 80 million games. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's so many games. There's so many games that I stopped catching up. You know what I'm saying? I play what I play, and you know, if I don't finish the game, so be it. Um, oh, what's up, John Doe? He said I really love Xbox Play Anywhere. Yes, yes, yes. Um, Let me say this because when Xbox Play Anywhere first started, it wasn't something that I jumped into heavily. Because at the time, you know, my old PC was some garbage bullshit that just got me through college. So it was old. The damn PC lasted me like a decade, right? But it was old, couldn't play nothing. So I didn't see the potential. I didn't see the fun in it. But after I upgraded my hardware, and you know, having to play anywhere games. And then now that I got the ROG Ally, the handheld, yo, John Doe, play anywhere was the right move. You know, because never did I think. And by the way that I use my ROG Ally, look, most of the time, you know, I'm you know, I got a game room, I'm chilling on the recliner, got my big ass TV set up, and I'm gaming that way. That's my favorite way to game. But you know what, man? Sometimes at night, I'll be chilling in bed. I got my handheld on. I'm enjoying some WWE 2K25 or some Assassin's Creed or some Avowed. You know, just something, or the games that I got installed on there, like Trials of Mana. Great JRPG. You know what I'm saying? So and by the way, so anytime that I stop playing on my PC or my handheld or my console, everything follows me. That's incredible. That's phenomenal. And yeah, I'm enjoying the vision now that I have the resources, John Doe, to really exploit it to its full merits. Then they say, yeah, my backlog got a backlog. Yeah, man. Yo, same here, Nene. I can't keep up, man. You know what I'm saying? I legitimately envy those who somehow are playing every game and beating every game. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know, I'm downloading stuff. I'm like, I'll get to it, or I'll play a little bit of it and something else. And then what I'm teaching myself, Nene, to do is just chill out. I know quick resume's amazing, and I could jump between 5, 6, 7, 8 games. But I'm learning to just chill out, play my games, get deep into them before I jump into the next thing, man. But my backlog, disgusting, disgusting, and that's a good thing, man. We got good problems here over on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? We do. We got good problems over here. I mean, this year, you know, from Ninja Gaiden to Avowed to South of Midnight to Towerborn. Doom is coming out in April or May. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's not counting the third party stuff, man. It's games like Split Fiction, which is probably going to be a game of the year level game. Um, and then add that to the potential addition of Steam. Like Nene said, adding things like the GOG launches and all that, Epic Games possibly. Well, I don't know about Epic Games. Microsoft and Epic aren't on the best terms right now. But hell, you'll never listen. We live in the never say never era of gaming, so you'll never know. The homie Devil Shooter said, "Allow emulator robbed. Epic Games is Sony not blocking anything, and I may get this next Xbox." Yeah, I mean, look, you could already do stuff like emulation on the Series X and X. But I know what you're saying. I know 100% what you're saying, though, Devil Shooter. And I'm with you there. You know, and that's where this whole marriage between Xbox and Windows thing should benefit, is allowing things like that, especially in any type of, like you said, emulators, ROMs, mods. You know, if it makes modding easier, that'll be really cool. Um, because again, that stuff you can do on the current Xbox, but not to the same extent you do on PC, right? But and Devil, if it's streamlined, but it's got to be streamlined. You know, that's the most important thing. Um, because you know the way console gamers and PC gamers, not everything is one to one with how it transitions over for a lot of them. You know, so it's at the end of the day, the console gamer still just wants to, you know, get his box, plug it in, install his games, and play. You know, all the other stuff is a added bonus, right? But I'm with you there, Devil Shooter. All that would be really awesome. Other Zinc said facts. I still have to play Flight Simulator DLC, Avowed to finish, Assassin's Creed Shadows currently playing, Ninja Gaiden 2 beat for the seventh time. Except, yo, what's up, Coco Fiend? Hey, again, chat be vocal today. I'm getting through every comment. And I just enjoy hanging out with you guys. Um, I did send some links out if in case anybody wanted to, but it's kind of early. Usually I do something later than this, but your boy wants to talk some video games with you guys, man. It's been a minute, and I'm trying to get back into the hang of things. The Zinc said, I still have to play Flight Simulator DLC, Avowed to finish, Assassin's Creed Shadows currently playing, Ninja Gaiden 2 beat for the seventh time, etc. Absolutely spot on there, Zinc. And by the way, Zinc, man, keep putting in that work on Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, man. Phenomenal game. And yeah, man, guys, and that's what I love about Zinc, man. When he gets into a game, he into it, man. Like seven times, yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Yeah, and look, man. For me, Zinc, I'm playing, Valve and Assassin's Creed. Um, those are the two main ones, right? Still, I haven't put in as much time in Ninja Gaiden as I'd like, but that's just because of Valve ended up taking up all my damn time, man. That's why. That just ended up taking all my damn time before Assassin's Creed dropped recently, and that's taking up my time. But yeah, but I mean, there ain't no shortage, man. There ain't no shortage at all on Xbox. The laundry list of games we have is just nasty, right? And it's going to get even worse if they do add this theme. And have y'all seen Devil Shooter? Devil Shooter might be one of them. One of them guys whose Steam library is like 2,000 games. Yo, the hardcore Steam dudes, man, they got a backlog of a backlog. You have some you know what I'm saying? They have everything on their damn backlog. Mr. Kima said, Epic Game Store does have a launch on Windows 11. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so yeah, that gives even more credence to whatever Xbox vision is with their new UI, right? That gives even more credence of if you and again, if the next Xbox could do all of this, it's game over. It's game over. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I look forward to the day of people playing a PlayStation game from Steam on their next Xbox. Yeah, that'd be one of the what the fuck is going on moments. If you were frozen in time as a gamer, you got frozen in time in 2015 when gaming still made sense to the old school ways of doing things, and you woke up and saw that, you'll probably lose your mind. Hell, it's still some this stuff is still surreal to me, and I'm living in it real time. And old Coco Fiend, what's up, man? John Doe said, I got my father in a flight simulator back in 2020. He built a PC for it with the ultra wide monitor plus the flight sticks. It's an amazing gaming learning tool. Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. Tuck. I thought you were off. I thought you worked nights, man. I thought you worked nights. So, but yo, John, that's amazing that you got your father in the flight sim, and then he went all the way with it. Built the PC with the ultra wide monitor and the flight stick. Yo, now that's the love of it right there, man. Your dad must really love flight sim. He really went all in because to build a PC like that ain't you know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, Tuck, I'll talk to you later. Coco Fee said, yeah, if it comes out to be true, it's a wrap. Yo. And look, apparently these are legitimately Xbox images, Coco Fiend. It's just that, they ended up removing them. Yeah, Microsoft. But by the way, shout out to whoever did that beautiful marketing tactic, because you got everybody talking, and then you took it away from them, which got them even talking more, right? And talk about a way to keep your name up there. And Xbox, a brand that truthfully, they don't need help keeping their name out there, right? But But damn it, that was brilliant. Whoever did that, leak, quote unquote, leaked this. I'm using leak in quotation marks. That shit was done on purpose. Then removed it. Then everybody, yo, is what's Microsoft plan? So could they gonna drop the bombshell immediately? I mean, not immediately. Eventually, they're gonna drop that bombshell, and whether it's later this year or in 2 years with the next Xbox Coco thing, we gonna see something amazing. Oh man, I would love for like this almost universal Xbox, man. I would love for like a universal Xbox like that. Something that's just so all encompassing. That really that you only I love the idea that I only need my Xbox to satisfy my gaming needs. You know what I'm saying? I love that idea. Um, because my thing and listen, gamers are going to be different. Some are okay having a bunch of different consoles, this and that. But I personally, I love that just being an Xbox dude and just being in this Xbox ecosystem, and all my gaming needs are here, and I don't gotta fiddle with Sony and their shitty controller or whatever else, or Nintendo and their behind the times consoles that's lacking features. Everything that I need for my entertainment is going to be here, and then the few games that do go to PlayStation, Nintendo, just don't bother me that much, right? I love that. Mr. Kima said, if you look closer at those images, they say confidential Microsoft. Yep. Um, Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Give me a second here. Oh, hey, what up, Zinc?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh,
Hey, go ahead.
no, go ahead, man. I know you popped in, and you usually pop out.
Yeah, I am gonna pop right back out. But anyway, I gotta go pick my mom up. So, hey, but check it out. I heard the beginning of your show, and I'm glad this came up. Uh, I don't, I really don't believe this. Everyone is gonna make an Xbox type thing because there's just no profit margin in hardware.
Right.
It's margin in. Um, I mean, you get initial sales for the first 2.5 years.
Mm,
Then, just like from the Atari all the way to here, the sales go down after a period of time. That's the way hardware works. That's
right.
why software as a service is so important now. Just like I told you guys a couple years ago, they're going to incorporate this into our vehicles we drive. And sure enough, when you see a Cadillac, you're going to see what is their self-driving feature. You have it for the first 3 years. In a new Cadillac EV, it's going to be 4 years. Okay, so you're eventually going to have to pay for this software package, right?
Yep.
So just to keep making money as the vehicle de- uh, tends to decline until the next model appears. So, and just like you talked about Sarah Bond, this is why we don't see Sarah Bond on the circuit. Sarah probably told Phil's like, "Hey Phil, I'm gonna stop talking to these clowns on all of these shows because I'll tell them one thing, then they'll go on another show and say exactly the opposite of what I told them. It's like they don't believe me." She
Right.
said, "We're going to have the most powerful console you've ever seen, or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden, that's translated into Xbox is getting out of hardware. Um, Xbox is going. All of these other people are going to be making these consoles, just like they did in the Xbox documentary. OEM said, "Hey, bro, we know the money is in the software, and we're only
Yeah.
making the hardware." The only way that could happen is if Microsoft would concede some of the profits to the software if said company made another Xbox. That's how
Mm-hmm.
this works. And as for Destin Lion Legary, his ass up here talking about Sony has 80 million consoles sold. Just like Nene said in the comment section, money is in software, stupid.
Yep.
Especially now that it's digitally. When we were in school, 36% of all products was packaging.
Mm-hmm.
That's been eliminated. Now it's software. We push a button, we have Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
You know, so they've eliminated that, or games could be higher. You know, so I just don't believe that. If that is something they're doing, the last time we had that unlimited, what was it? I think the 3DO. You had the Panasonic 3DO, and somebody else was
Yeah.
making. How long did that last? You know, it's it's you just I just don't believe that at all. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why when it comes to the discussion, I try to clarify. A lot of this is rumors. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
That aspect of it is 100% rumors. The stuff with the Steam, Xbox, Xbox put that's what I'm talking about it because Xbox put it out there, they removed it. I thought it was brilliant marketing from whoever did that move.
Facts.
Put out that remove it and have everybody talking.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and it is a
'cause-
great disturbance to Sony. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And look, and I know a lot of us Xbox guys don't particularly care about the PlayStation games, but it's going to be
Yep.
very, very fun novelty if for when that happens, and people going to
Mhm.
be playing their Spider-Man 2 on their next generation Xbox,
Yeah,
just for the
definitely.
fun of it.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Go ahead.
no, yeah, and I'm just looking at the whole strategy just coming together with Xbox, man, and this is where we're at. Like you said, every software is where the money's at. Everybody knows that at this point. That's why whenever Destin McGarry or Sony or whoever says 80 million sales, it just don't phase nobody. Because you look at that, then you just suppose that if they sold 8 million units, why did Game of the Year Astrobot only sell like 1.5 and
1.5 million units. Hey, and I'm glad you just pulled a Tuck Master and brought that up again. And here's the thing with that. You claim they sold all of these units. Since Sony is the market leader, as they say, what why are they closing so many studios? Why are
yeah.
they canceling so many games? And then here they trying to Destin is trying the pink elephant methodology on
Mhm.
Xbox people and the internet, along with the rest of his cohorts, all of his YouTube family with the large follower base. They're all stupid. Dude, if Sony is the market leader, they're firing CEOs, firing everybody,
Mhm.
canceling games, and then you tell
Layoffs.
us layoffs, and then you tell us to look at this pink elephant over here and say Ubisoft, oh, if this game don't make it, they're done. Dude, Assassin's Creed Valhalla sold more than the last 5 PlayStation exclusives combined. Sony don't have a damn game close to being that
Yeah.
big. So
Yeah.
who's fooling who here? Sony haven't had a hit in 5 damn years.
Yeah.
So what the hell are they talking about?
Um.
That's the company that if they need everything, hey, here's a key. Somebody
Mhm.
said something, but they equated it to the entire video game community. They said if GTA 6 is delayed, things could close. No, Sony could close.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Microsoft doesn't allow Sony to get exclusive rights to promote that game.
Yeah.
That is what, because if that game is delayed, Sony will suffer. We're not going to suffer. We got Call of Duty, bro. We got
We
Call
got
of
we got
Duty.
everything.
Unlimited. I apologize. You caught me. You caught me without saying Zinc. I caught you in a lie. Dude, we got everything. Sea of Thieves makes money every day. Now it's making
Mhm.
money on 2 consoles. Uh, it's a
For
not
listen,
Sea of Thieves.
like I said earlier, Zinc. I saw with my own two eyes PlayStation guys paying $100 for the Forza games, a
one
5-year
hundred
old game,
dollars.
for the
And
$100 edition on a 5-year old game.
facts. Hey, I gotta go, but you right on point. And MBG was crying about it, and I want to get this out here because I want to, because before
Uh-oh, Zinc. Oh damn, Mark Mark
E-Rock,
Mark Mark
because
Zerny Mark Cerny was getting to you, man.
am I
Tell,
am I here?
all right, you're good now.
Okay, good. Yeah, I wanted to say this before that piece of shit E-Rock kicked me while I'm on a high again. Dude, I'm killing in the game. I love that game. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Forza, I have like 21 days in Forza, and they coming out with another map
Mm-hmm.
in May,
Yep.
before E-Rock said, "Hey Zink, why don't you play a game from this year?" Or some bullshit. While I'm feeling good about myself, hey, but the intro to, and like you said, I barely heard when I was closing out my the stock market. You said something about the expert white Japanese people. The beginning of Assassin's Creed was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I put that shit down and called my kids and were like, "Hey, you niggas playing this shit." And my son was already downloading it, but my daughter was in class, so I didn't get a chance to get on her good. But man, I loved it, dude. I
Yeah,
loved it.
yes.
You don't see stuff like that in games. But go ahead and finish cooking Unlimited. I'll listen as long as my mother don't bother me. I'll
Yeah.
talk to
Oh
y'all
man.
later.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you stop
Definitely,
by,
man.
Zinc, man. Oh, it was a
Hey,
pleasure.
keep it going, dude. Talk to you
Yeah,
later.
yeah. All
Peace.
right, man. All right.
Yep.
Oh man, Zinc, man. Zinc always come here with the truth, man. Love hearing from Zinc. But back on, back on it, man. Just to piggyback off everything Zinc said. Listen. There's a reason why, with all this stuff, Nintendo hasn't been phased. EA hasn't been phased. Ubisoft, whatever struggles they have behind the scenes, hasn't been phased. But there's why Sony has been, right, because their reliance is going to be on COD, is going to be on GTA 6 when that comes out. GTA is going to be the best selling game of the generation. We already know that's why companies are waiting for its release date and release around it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, but John Doe said I love the Xbox controller, especially the 360. They keep it simple. Yes, yeah. I love the Xbox controller. That's why I collect them, John. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the PlayStation controller so much that it's the number one reason I barely touch the PlayStation. Is when I start using that controller, I realize how garbage it is, and I'm like, eventually, if I'm gonna use this console, I'm gonna need to buy a X. So like there are third party PlayStation controllers that are has the Xbox form. I might do that. That's if I even have energy to touch the fucking console, because everything's on my Xbox. I got hundreds and hundreds of games on Xbox. Sony just don't release anything. And by the way, that's kind of been my argument with all this, with everything Xbox does. The two or three PlayStation games that they release a year, if that, if you're lucky, just isn't enough to combat everything Xbox got going on. I mean, my goodness, the Game Pass lineup alone is just nasty. It just is. I'll say this, Xbox, I wish you would release physical games again for us collectors, but that's a topic for another day. The homie Coco Fiend said, "Yep, the potential is amazing too. Will the hybrid have upgradable parts? So many possibilities." Yeah, man. I, Coco Fiend. I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like, because I couldn't tell you. I have no clue. I can't predict none of this stuff, right? And all I could do is give my thoughts and report on what's put out there. But what we have going on, what we have going on with the next Xbox, the potential is unreal. And with the late and with that leak that they did, showing that image, um, we could see something we never seen before, Coco Fiend. And console test has always been, tithering here and there, experimenting with all these different ways to play. Some successful, some not. Some work, some hasn't. But Xbox, um, it's pretty clear. Coco Fiend, Xbox just care about where people are putting their money at, and how can Xbox reach them people. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's like, screw it. People gonna pay $100 for Indiana Jones, even though that's gonna be a 6-month old game by the time it releases on PlayStation. Yeah, let's because look, I bought the damn collector's edition of Indiana Jones, right? They're PlayStation dudes who just pre-ordered their collector's edition of the damn thing, much less the $100 version where you play a few days early. You know what I'm saying? So So the potential, the potential Coco Fiend. I hope that it's something that we've never seen. That we can't really. We're trying to connect the dots here, but when it comes out, it's even better than expected. Because when Sarah Boss says this is gonna be the greatest generational leap and blah blah blah, yo, she hyping it up a lot. We're gonna see in a couple years. 2020. Now I'll say this, and I'm curious if anybody in the chat feel this way. Given that next generation most likely going to start 2027, it'll be a 7-year cycle. Does anybody else feel like that's been extremely fast? Like, dude, it's 2025, and I'm still enjoying the heart of this current generation. I'm not mental. I'm not ready for a next generation console, man. I still love the Series X. Still love it. But to be fair, I felt the same way with the Xbox One X, right? And by the way, thank you Xbox for not doing a mid fresh regen. No Xbox Series X Elite or whatever. Like they did. Like, and don't get me wrong, the One X was great, but oh my goodness, I'm so glad there's no $700 Xbox Series X Elite or some bullshit like there is with the Pro. And which I guess they're banning in the piss or whatever. It's the same. The OG PlayStation One controller has an amazing D-pad. Yeah, I haven't used the PS1 controller in so long. I'm gonna have to take your word on that one, John. I'm gonna have to take your word, man. But yeah, but my hate for the PlayStation controllers, I'm not gonna lie. I started with after the hell. I even like the old Duke controller. The one that people used to bitch about was too big. I thought it was fine. I love that controller, and now people are nostalgic for it. Yeah, but yeah, man. Let's see here. Coco Fiend says, "Yeah, I feel these cycles are fast. It feels fast, man. But then I think, but historically, but before the seventh generation, console generations were like 4 or 5 years or something like that. I think, right? Like the Nintendo. If you think about the Nintendo 64, really was like from '96 to 2001. But it felt longer, way longer as a kid than actually being the 5 years. Hell, the GameCube generation was only from like '01 to '05 or something like that. But yeah, but now, oh my god, it feels like wait, they 2020. Are you sure you don't want to be 2030, 2030, man? Yeah, yo. So let's keep enjoying the generation as it is. The games are here. The content is unbearable. Like Nene was saying, um, our backlogs. I'm sure that y'all like me and Nene. Your backlog is you look at it like what can in hell. Sometimes I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I be having that issue of what do I want to play now? Then look at all these games and I struggle to choose and like all right, Unlimited, calm your ass down. Just hit A, because I got so many games. But again, a good problem to have, a real good problem to have, man. And it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Um, I can't wait to see how this plays out. Opening a billion doors with Xbox, and I know stuff like that because a lot of people are still trying to hold on to the old school console mentality. But it's clear that we're moving past that. It's clear that those days are coming to an end. Sony is a third party publisher, guys. You know what I'm saying? They released a game on fucking Nintendo, right? Um, so Sony's a third party publisher. It's just that they're still trying to hide behind the old ways, and their fans are the PlayStation ponies, fanboys. They're just so they're trying, man. They're trying to hold on to a dying breed, basically. John Doe said, "Yeah, it feels like I just got my Series X. I got it when Halo Infinite launched. You see, that's how I felt, man. I got mine in November of 2020. My 5 year old Xbox Series X is still playing like a dream. No hiccups. Every game runs well on it. You know what I'm saying? It's been carrying me. Um, and also, and again, chat. I wonder if y'all feel the same way. I still don't feel like the Series X is being pushed to its limits, right? And historically, new technology would come that made the current generation feel obsolete almost. And so that was the one of the beauties of getting new hardware. And look, the technology now is so advanced we're never going to see the jump from like the 64 to the like the fifth to sixth generation, like the PS1 to the PS2 or the 64 to the GameCube, or hell, even the jump from the OG Xbox to the 360, right? But but the stuff that they could do now though is again, and then another thing is that the Xbox One still gets games, right? And that's another thing that kind of make this generation doesn't feel like it's almost that we're in the end game, the final third, if you will, of this generation. Wow, there's only 2 years left because I mean now I guess I guess since now games are built on a different like. Do you guys think that we'll still see Xbox One games in 2027? That'd be like by then. I'd assume gamers had done moved on, right? And Zink says same. My launch Series X, my kids launch Series X works perfectly. Yeah, Zink. Yo, man, my listen, man, my just a move and plug that bad boy in and works like a charm. Uh, but yeah, so even so with this talk of hardware, it's fun. It's fun to talk about the future because that's what it is. But let's not forget the present. And the present, we got it excellent right now, man. We got it absolutely excellent right now, as well. Because like I said earlier, next month alone, South of Midnight, that clear obscure game looks amazing. Towerborn at the end of the month, and those are just the three games that I know off the top of my head Microsoft's been pushing. There are going to be more that's going to be day one. There are going to be more coming out, right? Um, and then they said, I mean, if PS4 still have games and Sony won't abandon them till 2077, then maybe why not? Yo, that's a good fucking point, man. Sony, Sony still won't abandon that damn PS4. And with the Xbox One, they actually stopped. They actually stopped producing it back 5 years ago. It's just that for game occasionally games are still being released for it, and especially non-demanding game, which makes sense because these games got what that X God it, I am my brain, man, my brain. But the way games are developed now is a lot more fluid with with things to make it run on these future hardware. So it kind of makes sense, but still, it's like damn. Whenever I see games, I still see Xbox One now and their brand new 2025 games. I'm like, shit, that console. I can't believe it's still around. But I mean, you could also do cloud gaming on the console. So really, you know, if you have an Xbox One, technically you could still use cloud gaming and play these modern games on it. So I mean, but that's part. I guess that's part of the billion doors with Xbox, right? Is that even the Xbox One ain't gonna be left behind. They on some George Bush shit, man. No child left behind. Well, Xbox is no console left behind. Coco Fiend said, "What do you think is a proper gaming generation left, or does that depend solely on the state of gaming as a whole during that time?" I think this the latter, the state of gaming as a whole. Because the 360 generation was 8 years and it felt too long. And I still remember people wanting new hardware by like 2012. They were ready for the next generation. So by late 2013, when they finally got it, it felt like, yo, it's time to move on, right? And so oddly enough, since it doesn't feel that way with the Series X, you know, 2028, 2029 wouldn't kill me. But then I think a 7 year run with the console is great. Again, the last two generations, 7 and 8, were longer than what we're usually getting. So that kind of shows that these that the hardware Coco Fiend are really good. They're really, really good if we're not clamoring. If they could last this long to where by 7 years and in a couple years we're like, shit, my Series X could still, it could still push out some damn good games. You know what I'm saying, Coco Fiend? But yeah, I think it's the latter, the state of gaming, and so that's why back then technology you could push, pushing graphics and all that stuff and all the bells and whistles that came with was a little faster. That's why you had the 4 in a 5 year generation felt long, and it was pretty common to have 4 years in between. Um, but yeah, man, that's a great question on the proper gaming generation left. And by the way, Coco Fiend, our views could change in 2 years. By 2027, we could be here at this same time in 2 years. We'd be like, damn man, I can't wait for the next Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So that could also change. I mean, we'll never know. We'll never know. But my initial feeling right now is that I love my Series X so much. I'm not exactly in a rush for 2027 to get here. I just want them to keep putting the games out. Fable was pushed back to 2026, and that looks brilliant. Oh, by the way, did y'all see the roadmap? Matter of fact, let me find that damn roadmap, man. Because that roadmap that they released was unreal. Just to show you what Xbox is looking like. All right, let me find that roadmap photo. I'm confident I saved it somewhere. I am confident. Let's go here. All right. All right. Yeah. So let me. Yo, this is Xbox roadmap right here, man. Isn't this just nasty? And let's look at like the 2025 onward. Avowed, South of Midnight, Towerborn, Doom. I did not know until I saw this image that they were the ones publishing Tony Hawk. The Outer Worlds 2. That's right, the Outer Worlds 2 come out later this year. Ninja Gaiden 4, Fable in 2026, State of Decay 3, Clockwork Revolution, Gears of War E-Day, The Elder Scrolls 6, Contraband, Perfect Dark, Blade, OD, the game that was with Kojima or whatever his name is. Everwild. I'm glad to see that's not canceled. Project Mara and the Toys for Bob game. Yo, Xbox, keep it up. I would say slow the fuck down, but no. Don't slow down one bit. Keep it up. After this June showcase, that I want to see that list double. This, oh my goodness! When I saw this, Coco Fiend, Nene in chat, Zinc, John Doe, my mind was blown, man. I'm like, Xbox, dude. The number one thing I love about Xbox right now, they have so many games. I keep forgetting other games exist. Right? I keep forgetting Clockwork Revolution or Blade or right or Contraband, right? And then they'll show them and like, oh my goodness, that's right. This game looks phenomenal. And the games do be phenomenal when they release. Avowed, love it. Indiana Jones was one of the best games of 2024, bar none. Hellblade 2 has the best graphics I've ever seen. And then they said, I wish Microsoft would have prolonged the OG Xbox. There's so much unused power and potential that the system has compared to the competition. True, Nene. But if you remember, they want to get ahead of the competition with their 360, which is why the 360 came out in 05, while the Switch and PS3 came out in 06. That was their way of getting ahead of the competition. And it was a smart move. It ended up working out brilliant for them. And as E-Rock has always said, the PlayStation community never recovered from the 360 days. It never did. And they'll say things like, "Oh, but it ended up selling more in the end." But we all know that the impact was the 360 that generation. The same way the impact of gaming right now is from Xbox. And Coco Fiend said, "To be honest, I thought this current generation came too fast. Very rocky start." Yeah, well, a part of that Coco Fiend was the pandemic, though. The pandemic did screw the first couple years up for us, And I think that's another reason why our backlog is so nasty right now, Coco Fiend, is that from like 2022, 2023 onwards, all the games that were supposed to come out the first 2 years of the generation are now coming out, along with the stuff that was supposed to come out now. And now we just got this overload of games. Because when you look at this list, Coco Fiend, when you look at this list, let's not forget some of these games were shown as early as 2020, 2021. State of K3 and Avowed, I know for sure were shown early. Gears of War Ether was just shown last year, and that's the Elder Scrolls was 6 was shown in like 2018. And that game ain't released until 2029 at this rate. Right? So the Coco Fiend, my main point though is that even the Outer Worlds too was revealed in like 2021 or something like that. So my point, Coco Fiend, is that a part of that was the pandemic. You know, that's what kind of caused the rocky start. And what makes what we're dealing with right now feels like, yo, we're not at the end. We're at most in the middle of it, right? In the middle of it still feels like a good 3-4 years before next generation, more so than two, which just seemed, huh? Adamfall did release today. I think the early edition of Adamfall released today. So you know how with Indiana Jones or Avowed, you could pay that $25, I think it was, and you play it a few days early. I think Adamfall has the same deal on Game Pass. Yo, we in too good, man. We in so good, Coco Fiend, man. There's a reason, and it's kind of crazy because the initial reaction from the Xbox community with the moves that Xbox is making wasn't as bad as I thought. And I think a big part of that is because we got so much that it's easy to swallow, right? And even then, now that these games are on PlayStation, what happened? Nothing. Xbox is still great. Game Pass is still amazing. There's still going to be a next Xbox console. We're still got the best deal in gaming. We still got the best games. And so it's like, okay, so PlayStation also plays them 6 months. Some of these games years later. Yeah. Oh well, it's more money for Xbox. And like Zink said when he was here, it's all about the software. All right, that's the money, right? The money's in the Sony knows this, Nintendo knows this, Microsoft, everybody knows this. And Perfect Dark does look fire, man. Um, I think some of these games on this list are still set for 2025. Since now that we know Fable's 2026, I could see Perfect Dark being the holiday game or State of K3, maybe being like September release. I could see something like that. Because Xbox, you know, they've been releasing so many games. I could see them ending the year out strong again. Because, by the way, that's always been Xbox strength. They know how to be, since the holiday season is where most, and it's actually a pretty large majority too, of game sales are done. They've always done a great job stacking their lineup from like September to December. And so with the summer showcase, I think we're going to have a very, very nice way to finish off the year, mixed in wherever, in between a period wherever GTA 6 is released. And assuming it's not delayed. If it's delayed, then Xbox is, like Zink said, listen, if GTA 6 is delayed, Xbox is going to be good because, hell, they might push up a game. They might push games up, their release dates up, because GTA 6 might not come out till 2026. So we're looking at a win-win situation here as Xbox gamers. John Joe said the PS3 launch was terrible. I was there. They had no games. I had my 360. Yep. Yo, the PS. Oh my goodness. The first few years of the PS3 was, oh boy, was it rough. And then they had like terrible games like Lear, that shitty dragon game, and Mag, which they boasted that you could have 120 people play online at the same time and all that shit, and all them games were flops, all of them. Hell, even when they had a decent game like that game from Ninja Dairy, Heavenly Blade, they didn't buy it. The PlayStation fan did not buy that game at all, right? And so the game didn't make money, and that was like their one decent game the first 3 or 4 years of that fucking generation. So yeah, the PlayStation 3 not a good console. I'm not all that interested in GTA 6. Sorry, not sorry. Oh no, that's perfectly fine. That's the beauty of gaming, Nene. We all have our opinions. But my thing, but let's be real, Nene. Despite how you might feel, GTA 6 is still gonna be the biggest game when it released. I just hope that the game don't last 12 fucking years again, cause I have, and I don't know, I have almost a. Yeah, John Doe said I am hyped. Yeah. So like, dude, John Doe, GTA 6 is going to break records. All right, we already know that. Hopefully, they have a nice collector's edition or something, or I could pick up. But yeah, but my main point though is that I just hope. GTA 6 is gonna be massive success. I hope it's not GTA 5 and don't last 12 fucking years, man. Where Rockstar releases only one game, literally one game between it, and then even though Red Dead Redemption 2 is a brilliant game, they didn't support it nearly to the extent they did GTA 5, right? I hope that's not the case. What's the point of making all that money off GTA if Rockstar's not going to make more games with it? You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm sure maintenance for GTA 5 is pricey, but it ain't that fucking pricey. That one of the best selling games of all time. You can only release one fucking game in between them. You can't do like they don't even do a remake of like Bully or something or Manhunt or something or a new Midnight Club. So even that would be better than what the last 15 or so years of Rockstar's been. Two games. And so if I and so I mean, can someone at Take Two or Rockstar just tell, hey guys, we're gonna hire more people to do something other than GTA 5 GTA 6 after it shatters records. I mean, I have a great disdain for modern Rockstar because they could be they could without question easily go back to being the legendary video game publisher, creators they were 2 decades ago, where they were actually releasing more than one game a decade and all that nonsense. They could easily, without issue. Hell, I'm sure that the reserves they're getting from GTA 5 right now, they could do a lot with it, right? And then they said Xbox has too many games coming out. Yep, and I'm glad. I'm glad. And the best part is, Nene, there's still going to be games announced in the coming months and years that's going to add to that list. That's what you get for being when you're trying to be the biggest publisher in gaming. You do stuff like that. I understood what you meant, Unlimited. Yes, GTA will sell. Oh, without a doubt, man, without a doubt. I wanted to remaster a Bully. Yeah, well, at this point, John Doe, I want a full remake because my thing with Rockstar is if you go into the private sales games, you do a remake and not that GTA trilogy bullshit they did where they had some third party company and gave them the budget of budget of a High School Musical to work on that game. None of that nonsense. I mean a real remake, man. That's what I want. But they ain't gonna. Unfortunately, they gotta prove me wrong. And I want them to prove me wrong because they at one point were the best video game creators out there. And then GTA 5 happens and it's like nothing. Well, almost nothing except for one game. And here's what they could also do. Maybe open another studio. Or how about this? You could use your technological forwarding games with Red Dead Redemption and GTA, but you could use less resources on bringing back Midnight Club, like Coco Fee said. You could use less resources on bringing back Bully or starting a new IP or remastering the Warriors. Anything is better than what they're doing now. Like Midnight Club was probably the most fun arcade racer back in the OG Xbox day, especially like Midnight Club 2 and all that stuff. Easy and nothing. It's I don't know, man. I could rant on Rockstar. I didn't mean to start ranting on them. It's just that with GTA 6, which we know is going to be huge, a humongous game, it's going to be the best-selling game of the generation. I just don't like that it won't bring any changes. And Coco Theme has a great point, man. Rockstar needs to reset like Capcom did. Yeah, they do. They do. Because Capcom, like people are saying that this is the golden age of Capcom. Um, and people are loving Monster Hunter Wilds. I haven't picked up the game yet. Again, it came out when Avowed was, so I wasn't going to play it. So I'll pick it up on sale. But yeah, people are loving that game. People love the Resident Evil remakes they've been doing, and everything else Capcom been releasing. And we're in a good and we're in a position right now where hell Ninja Gaiden is coming back, guys. With Ninja Gaiden 4 and Ninja Gaiden Black 2, which was stealth drop. You know what I'm saying? That's how good we got it. Where these companies are realizing that we got the best, we could do the best of both worlds, and everybody but Rockstar seems to be taking advantage of that. And I don't know, man. GTA 6, I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out. like everybody else is. The game's gonna be massive. That it's the rare, the extremely rare occasion, right, where other video game companies are trying to plan around the release because they know every game, any game's gonna get swallowed up by it. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully, protagonist wise, we get more Nico Bellic and less of Franklin or Trevor. And I know people like Trevor, but they didn't have the same depth Nico did in GTA 4, in my opinion, in terms of the character and how the story went. I mean, but individually they were great. But the gameplay in GTA 5 was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? It was phenomenal. So that part I don't worry about. The gameplay in GTA 6 I know is going to be out of this world good. But yeah, man, Xbox. I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up here. Thank you, chat, for hanging out with me today. Um, I do want to get the band back together so we could do some with the Unlimited crew, the Exiled family. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day here, everybody. I got my thoughts out. Y'all were excellent as always. I hope you guys are gonna be one of the ones joining the billions of doors with Xbox as we have this incredible roadmap to look ahead to. The games you can play already that's been released and games coming out in the near future. With that said, guys, you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Um, and I am out.